Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. The Prime Minister tells BJP MPs Parliament has been insulted by the opposition. Papers are torn. He refers to a papri chaat remark on passing bills. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi's breakfast opposition meet after that cycle protest and poster protests in Parliament. How to get on camera? Opposition MPs come up with innovative ways. The R rate or the infection rate is now above 1 in 8 states. The second wave is not over, warns the government. Meanwhile, an overnight wait for vaccinations in Bengal, Mumbai opens up from today. Kumaramangalam Bidla offers his stake in Vodafone to the government. This letter made public and over 2,700 crores lost in the Vodafone market cap today. Will only two big telecom players now be left in the market? Meanwhile, the Sensex and Nifty record high on improved economic numbers. A 9-year-old girl cremated in haste in Delhi. The family alleges gang rape and murder. The grieving mother says, "I could save only my child's feet." The main accused, the priest, had cremated her. From a family of scrap collectors, the girl had gone to collect water at the crematorium where she was allegedly attacked by the priest and his accomplices in India's capital. This shame of a 9-year-old girl killed and cremated without her family's consent. Our lead story tonight, the Prime Minister addressing BJP MPs said the opposition is insulting parliaments. He referred to papers being snatched and torn and also a reference by the TMC's Derek O'Brien saying that the government is passing bills like papri chaat. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi had a breakfast meeting with opposition leaders. After that, all members who attended cycled to Parliament to protest against rising fuel prices. Also, opposition leaders continue their protests in Parliament.
Rahul Gandhi cycling to Parliament along with other members of Parliament. His attempt to show opposition unity and highlighting the huge increase in fuel prices. Few days ago, Rahul had come to Parliament in a tractor to highlight the farmers' concerns and demanding the repeal of the 3 farm law bills.
Some of the people of India are struggling, so I thought symbolically if we go from here to Parliament on cycles, it would have an interesting impact.
The decision was taken after he hosted opposition parties for breakfast. The Samajwadi Party was present even though it has ruled out an alliance with the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. The Shiv Sena's Sanjay Raut and Priyanka were there too.
चर्चा के माध्यम से ये तय हुआ कि संघर्ष का विकल्प है सदन के अंदर और सड़क.
आणि राहुल गांधी यांच्याशी बऱ्याच दिवसापासून एक भेट आमची राहिली होती कारण त्यांना अनेक विषयावरती बोलायचं होतं. त्यांच्या मनात काही विषय होते.
But chinks in the opposition ranks remain. The BSP and the Aam Aadmi Party were invited but didn't attend.
मीटिंग महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, महत्वपूर्ण है मुद्दा और किसानों के मुद्दे पर हम किसानों के साथ हैं. जासूसी के मुद्दे पर हम पहले दिन से कह रहे हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट मॉनिटर्ड एक SIT बननी चाहिए.
The BJP held its parliamentary meeting and the Prime Minister went on the offensive against the opposition's decision to continue disrupt proceedings. The Prime Minister spoke about derogatory comments by a senior member of Parliament regarding passage of bills, a reference to Trinamool MP Derek O'Brien's passing laws or making papri chaat tweet.
बहुत ही दुर्भाग्य की बात है, बहुत ही शर्म की बात है कि TMC के एक संसद सदस्य ने को पापड़ी चाट बनाने से जोड़ करके और संसद की गरिमा का तो अपमान किया ही है.
Bills were passed in the din in the Lok Sabha. The Defence Service Essential Bill, the Tribunals Bill were passed in minutes. And in the Rajya Sabha, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Bill was passed even as the opposition continued to protest.
We are ready. Even at this moment, we want to pass all the bills. We don't want to rush the bill. We don't want to pass the bill without discussion.
M. Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President and Chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, has attempted to reach out both to the government as well as the opposition to find a solution and break the impasse between the government and the opposition. But a solution seems highly unlikely, with the focus now shifting to the Supreme Court where the matter is going to be heard. With camera person Sushil Rathi and Pooja Arya, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
And meanwhile, what's also making headlines is the poster wars inside Parliament. This is for viewers outside. So this poster smuggled in apparently by TMC MP Mahua Moitra, referring to the Prime Minister and Amit Shah. This because Lok Sabha TV and Rajya Sabha TV cuts away from posters. They don't show the opposition protests. So the MPs who are protesting are actually taking the posters in front of ministers, in front of the speaker as they speak. Lok Sabha TV and Rajya Sabha TV aren't supposed to show posters without the speaker's permission. So you can see that opposition MPs, especially in the TMC and Congress, are timing when the poster should come up just as a minister speaks. So there it is, the battle for getting their protests on television. Meanwhile, let's focus now on COVID data. Well, the cases are 24% lower than yesterday. That's mainly because cases in Kerala are down. The positivity rate is still high. Also, the deaths in the last 24 hours are unchanged, so that's worrying as well. The tests are always higher on Monday, so those tests are up. The vaccinations, however, again, this is a number we're tracking closely, is down by nearly 20%. The daily positivity rate is down as well. That's because more tests have happened on a Monday. So here's one number that is really concerning, and that's India's R value. That's a measure that estimates the average number of people who are infected by one person who has COVID. Today, the government warned that the R rate is going above 1 in at least 8 states and said the second wave isn't over yet. So take precautions now before you worry about a third wave.
Protests in Kerala at the border with Karnataka, which says it will stop travellers without a COVID negative certificate from the gold standard RT-PCR test. This after Kerala's cases started rising sharply again, and now Karnataka seeing cases rise.
We are seeing is a slow and gradual increase in the positivity rate in the parts of Karnataka. The primary restriction is to ensure that whoever is coming, they need to carry RT-PCR positive report with them to enter Karnataka.
At least 51 passengers who came by train to Mangaluru from Maharashtra and Kerala were put into quarantine centre as they were not carrying RT-PCR negative test reports. The centre says there should be firm control in specific areas, and for this they have flagged the rising R number or reproduction number in many states. Above 1 means an infected individual can pass it on to more than one person.
रिप्रोडक्शन नंबर जब भी 1 से अधिक है तो इसका मतलब है कि केसेस की ट्रेजेक्टरी इंक्रीजिंग है और टू दैट एक्सटेंट उतना ही कंट्रोल करने की आवश्यकता है. इंडिया में जहां कुछ दिनों पहले करीब 0.88 रिप्रोडक्टिव रेट हम नोट कर रहे थे, उसमें हमने पिछले कुछ दिनों में कुछ लिमिटेड टेरिटरीज में हमने इसमें वृद्धि नोट की है.
It's not just Kerala which is the worry. The R number is above 1 and rising in 8 states, according to the government data, of which Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka are all more than Kerala.
Please remember that this R naught had come to 0.6 and below, or so, around that. And now if it is above 1 and if it is rising in some states, it is truly a cause for concern.
But apart from states, the rising R number is a concern in cities, especially as COVID restrictions are lifted. Experts say that because of this, Delhi's R value has crossed 1, but reported as stable by the centre.
Many of the major metropolitan cities across the country have shown R values climbing to values greater than 1 in this past week. This suggests a coordinated rise in the number of active cases across the country, which may prove somewhat challenging to localize.
However, in absolute daily number of cases, currently half are from Kerala, where cases are seeing a rising trend. Maharashtra's daily cases are high, but it's seeing a declining trend.
Now that R value has crossed 1, an exponential increase in COVID cases may not be far away. Experts are worried that the unlocking happened too fast and vaccination has not kept up the needed pace. With Ashok Mahale and Bureau Inputs, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
And West Bengal says it's reached a milestone in COVID vaccinations, crossing the 3 crore doses mark after giving over 4,21,000 vaccines in the last 24 hours. But there is a major gap here in demand and supply and accusations of politics. Monadeepa has a special report where people are waiting overnight for vaccines at state hospitals in Kolkata.
Many in this queue say they have been here since before dawn so that they don't miss their first dose. They have come from distant villages in Howrah district hiring taxis to get to this premier state hospital, SSKM, in Kolkata. They want the vaccine and they are not getting it anywhere near their homes.
मैं आई हूँ डोमजूर हावड़ा से, यहाँ वैक्सीन लेना आई हूँ फर्स्ट डोज का. हमारे वहाँ पे वैक्सीन अवेलेबल नहीं है, पंचायत से भी नहीं मिल रहा है और हमारे वहाँ जो रूरल हॉस्पिटल है वहाँ से भी नहीं मिल रहा है. तो यहाँ से मैं 3 बजे से लाइन दे रही हूँ.
हमने सुना कि ये पीजी पे फर्स्ट वैक्सीन दे रहे थे तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आया. हमारा फैमिली लोग को लेके आया, हमारा लड़का आया, हमारा बहू आया, हमारा सास को लेके आया, हमारा भाई को लेके आया.
Vaccine supplies in Bengal are better than in the past. The state got 81 lakh doses in July, is allotted 73 lakh doses in August, and at this moment has 21 lakh doses in stock. With better supplies, Bengal has reached a milestone. Since vaccinations began 1st March, Bengal has now administered 3 crore doses. But a team led by Bengal BJP MP Dilip Ghosh complained to the Union Health Minister in Delhi today about politics in vaccine distribution in the state. The centre, they said, must ensure Bengal follows a policy of vaccine for all. Overall, Bengal has fully vaccinated almost 9% of its population, a shade behind Haryana and Maharashtra, but way ahead of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which are only a little more than 3%. But Bengal needs another 11 crore doses to meet that target that looks elusive. The vaccination with double dose for all adult population in the state. With GD Shankar, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
And Mumbai has opened up today, but malls will still stay closed at 4 o'clock. However, shops can now stay open till 10 o'clock through the week. Hotels and restaurants will still remain open till 4 o'clock through the week. Earlier, they were restricted. There were much less days. And all indoor and outdoor sports, except for swimming pools and close contact activities, will now be allowed in Mumbai. Film and television shoots will also be permitted within the Mumbai City Corporation limits. This as Mumbai's cases and the R rate are actually decreasing. Moving now to an absolutely shocking story. A 9-year-old girl from the scheduled caste community has allegedly been raped and murdered, say her family, and her body forcibly cremated by her attackers in Delhi, who includes a priest of a local cremation ground and 3 of his accomplices. The mother of the girl who had gone looking for her, this 9-year-old girl, had actually just gone to collect water because there was no water in the slum that they were living in. The mother who went looking for her says that she reached only when the girl's body was burnt, only her feet were left.
A massive protest in India's capital after the alleged gang rape, murder and forced cremation of a 9-year-old girl inside a cremation ground in southwest Delhi's Nangal area on Sunday. All 4 accused now under arrest work at the same crematorium. The main accused is the priest. The child who died was the daughter of scrap collectors and had gone to the crematorium to fetch drinking water because there was none available at her shanty. According to her family, the girl went to collect water around 5:30 p.m. An hour later, the accused called her mother to the crematorium. The priest told the mother the girl died from electrocution near the water cooler and tried to convince her to cremate the body soonest. At 7:30 p.m., the accused allegedly started the cremation, but the mother ran home and informed her relatives, who rushed to the crematorium.
तो मेरी बेटी मार ले मेरी बेटी मर गई कहाँ मर गई कसम से घाट में मेरी बेटी जला दी मैंने इकट्ठी आई फिर मेरे भैया बंद नहाते गए आग बुझाई है तो बच्ची के पैर उल्टे हो रहे इतने पैर मेरी बच्ची के उल्टे हो रहे बॉडी पे पानी डाल दिया बेटी की अग्नि पे पानी डाल दिया.
The police say the accused have been booked under sections of gang rape, murder, POCSO and the SC/ST Act.
बच्ची की मां का 164 का स्टेटमेंट भी लिया गया है
और फर्दर इसमें SC/ST एक्ट भी लगा दिया गया है, जिसके आधार पे हम लोगों ने पॉक्सो 376 और 302 जो मर्डर की धारा होती है, डराने धमकाने की 506, वो भी इसमें शामिल कर दिए। हम लोगों ने ACP को ये केस हैंडओवर कर दिया है, ACP DIO को।
The incident sparked political outrage, with the opposition demanding strict action. TMC's Abhishek Banerjee tweeted, calling Home Minister Amit Shah insensitive. The Delhi police reports to the Home Ministry. Other politicians visited the area to meet the family members.
सबसे बड़ी बात है कि मुख्यमंत्री चंद कदम की दूरी पर रहते हैं यहाँ से। क्या उनको समय नहीं लगा बच्चों के बीच, पीड़ित परिवार के बीच में आने का? और ये दिल्ली है, प्रधानमंत्री रहते हैं, गृह मंत्री रहते हैं, सारे सांसद रहते हैं, केंद्रीय मंत्री रहते हैं। यहाँ अगर अन्याय अत्याचार, यहाँ लोगों की भावना ऐसी हैं, तो कहाँ दलित कहाँ जाए देश के अंदर?
The Delhi police has filed FIR under several sections and arrested all the accused. However, it remains to be seen that what all will be revealed in the police investigation in the alleged gang rape and murder case of the 9-year-old victim in southwest Delhi. But there is still anger on the streets and demand for justice by the parents and the relatives of the victim. With camera person Mohammad Mursali, I'm Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
Well, let's look at a record height in the Sensex and the Nifty just a day after the finance minister had tweeted about the contraction for the first time in 11 months, after slipping to contraction the first time in 11 months, how the manufacturing index has actually gone up, pointing to the strongest rate of growth in 3 months, saying it's a sign of economic recovery. So the Sensex and Nifty seem to have responded to the economic numbers, surging to record highs today. The Nifty 50 climbing by 1.55% and the Sensex surging by over 872 points, that's 1.65%. But the big telecom story today is coming out of Vodafone, with a letter being made public, which Chairman Kumaramangalam Birla has actually written to the government, offering that they should actually take back his stake in Vodafone. Offering it to them, whether they went to buy it or take it is unclear. But the fact remains that that letter has hit Vodafone's stock price and has raised the question about whether India is going to turn out to be a two telecom player market.
Vodafone Idea today lost over 2,700 crore rupees in market cap after this letter from its chairman Kumaramangalam Birla was revealed. In a 7th June letter, Birla offered to transfer the group's entire 27.66% ownership in Vodafone Idea Limited to the government. He wrote that the financial situation of Vodafone Idea will deteriorate further because of an irretrievable point of collapse, certainly by July, without immediate government support, on 3 issues, particularly that potential investors would want the government to show its clear intent to have a 3-player telecom market, and what Birla called positive actions on the demand for back taxes of over 50,000 crore in the AGR or adjusted gross revenue case. After today's crash, the market cap of the company is 21,264 crore, less than half of what it owes the government. Vodafone Idea's total gross debt is of 1.8 lakh crore rupees, and Birla's stake, which he has offered to the government, is worth over 6,000 crore. Today, while the Nifty hit a record high crossing 16,000 points, the Vodafone Idea stock crashed 12% to a 52-week low before recovering slightly, although it remained the biggest loser by volume of shares sold today. In a bid to reduce its back taxes, Vodafone Idea along with Bharti Airtel approached the Supreme Court, blaming computation errors by the Telecom Department, but their plea has been dismissed. Anusya Mathur for NDTV.
And as we end tonight, you've all heard of no smoking and no littering zones, but what about a no kissing zone? That's what residents of a society in Mumbai's Borivali have put up a sign saying.
गवर्नमेंट तो नहीं कर सकती है ना, इसीलिए हमने सोचा कि हम कुछ इनिशिएटिव्स लेके अगर प्रॉब्लम हमें हो रही है तो वी ओनली सॉल्व.
I actually don't support all these things. If the person is above 18, he has his own freedom. He can exercise his freedom whatever he wants to do.